There we go. Sweet. Thank you, Colby. Thank you for letting me know. Alfredo, thanks for letting me know you couldn't hear me as well. So yeah, I guess you didn't hear anything I said. Working again on this enclosure for 2 DC audio, level 6 18s. I got to basically attach the face first right now. I did make a small mistake yesterday, and I trimmed the sides, but I also should have trimmed the bottom a little bit of the window brace. But we're going to fix that up, no problem. Yeah. If you're watching this video right now, make sure you thumbs it up. That'd be greatly appreciated. Right now I'm just getting ready to glue up this front face on here. This is the face that's going to hold our ports. And just as I'm saying that, I feel like I should probably put my window braces in first. I'm really feeling that way. You know what? We're going to do that. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. No problem wiping up a little glue. It's better than kind of at the end having a harder time putting in the other window braces. I was so focused on trying to get this little issue with the window brace on the bottom, getting that trimmed up, that I was kind of focused on just getting the face in and getting these ports in so I could mark up where to cut this thing at. But I want to get these window braces in first because it's going to be a lot easier to do it now instead of trying to do it later. We got 2 more window braces we're putting in here. This thing's got a whole bunch of bracing on the inside. It's really kind of hard to give you guys a really good angle of what's going on inside the box and also see me talking. Although that probably doesn't matter as much. Alright, we're going to try to move the camera for you guys. See what we can do for you. Oh, we're almost there. There we go. Now you guys can see a little better what's going on inside the box itself, actually. Let me know if you're in the chat. Let me get a comment. Announce yourself. Show yourself, whatever you want to call it. Can never find a pencil, even if I have 10,000 around the shop. Okay, so I'm just squaring these up. I got to mark them out to get the pencil lines on there so I know exactly where to glue this thing at. iDome, what is up, man? Well, brother, I think you're right. Last night I finished the 77-inch port on the X12s and not louder than the 55-inch. You can't find the sweet spot for my car, so back to the 14x13 slot port. Yeah, dude, it's always, if you're really going for like the maximum output, there's going to be a lot of work entailed in doing that, and a lot of changing things. Sometimes things aren't even going to make sense. Like, that's almost like welcome to car audio. It kind of defies scientific experiment almost, because you can try to try one change. But see, every time you change your port, you're also changing like the volume inside the box. You're changing all sorts of little things as you're just making slight tuning changes. And it's very hard to keep track of what's what and like what changes you're actually doing that way. So you're going to have some time in that thing before you get it maximized. From Illinois, Basin Sierra 98. What is up, man? 7 people watching. We better have 7 likes on this video. Wasn't sure how many people would be on. Figured I would go live while I'm working on this box. At least for the guys who can't watch it now, y'all can come back later and see what happened. I'm using Titebond 2 wood glue on everything. Just kind of spreading it out with my finger to get it evenly applied to the piece that I'm gluing. Fully covering it, obviously. Still want to have enough on there where it's going to kind of ooze out the sides a little bit. Not too much, because at that point you're just wasting glue, but enough where you know you got a good glue joint on there. Just brad nailing it into place to hold it. The glue, once it's all dry, will take care of everything else. I'm also going to screw it in from the bottom as well, which I already did with all the other braces, so that'll make sure it's nice and strong. The wood glue itself is very strong, and you don't have to do screws necessarily, but in this situation where I can hide some screws, I'd rather just hide them while I can. Best so far is 4.3 cubic feet at 36 hertz, sub facing cabin, and side port on driver back corner. Wish I could have got a box from you before you stopped. Yeah, that sounds like some good numbers. Side firing port actually works out really well, honestly. I've seen that some pretty good results. I did a box for 2 custom ZV412s. I think it was powered by like a Taramps. I think it was like a 15K or something like. It was a lot of power, like a lot of power. It did 154s though in the trunk, not like a trunk wall or anything like that, or sealed off. It was just a slide-in box, but it had a side-firing octo port, and that actually got the guy some really good results. I was actually surprised when he metered it and let me know what it did. How's it going, Basin Sierra? Alejandro, how do you find the Chevy Impala 4th order build? Have I finished it? No, I have not, if that's what you're asking. I just finished up all the deadener on it. The box is basically done, just has to be reassembled in the trunk, and then we're going to be rocking and rolling on that thing. Moses, oh snap, finally made it to one of your live chats. Fresno, Cali checking in. What is up, my man? Thank you for tuning into the live video. And I'm sorry when I butcher your guys' names. It's I'm just horrible at pronouncing names for the most part. I might have got them right though, so maybe I'm being too hard on myself. I'm just going through right now with a combo square and a pencil, kind of marking where I'm going to drill up through the bottom into the window braces. Right now, because of the way the braces are set up, I'm only able to nail it, kind of like toenail it in at the top. I'm having to rely on the glue here through this side, but I'm going to make sure I can screw it into the bottom as well as glue it. I'm also going to throw some brad nails in there too. All right. right, no shiners. It's a good day on that one. Hopefully we can repeat the process. So good so far. Or so far so good, I guess. And good. All right. Alejandro, looking to have a 4th order enclosure built for two 10s, 2012 Acura TL. The Impala build is my ideal build for my car. Alejandro, if you're looking to get a whole car build done, one, I'm probably a year out on taking another vehicle in. And it's also, when I do those, it's going to be like, there's going to be a lot of stipulations whether I take them on or not. So if you would like to talk something, send me an email for a full build like that. I mean, you're talking minimum 5,000, upwards of, I don't know, 10. I mean, 5,000's on the very low side. That's kind of just getting started there. But again, that's only going to be like labor. That's not going to include all the subwoofers and equipment and all that good stuff. Doing builds like the Impala are a lot of work. Start off by saying your work is incredible. My next build will be based off what I have learned from your videos, especially your kerf technique. Thank you, amigo. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I'm glad you can learn something from my videos and maybe be inspired to do something in your car. And thank you for complimenting my work too. I really appreciate that as well. You think aeroports might be better than a slot in my case? I've been trying to get an 8-inch, but Big Ass is always out. Yeah, I don't think he does them in stock anymore. They're made to order, but trust me, man. Trust in the wait time and go to him. You won't regret it. I've had a lot of like positive business interactions with him, or whatever you could say. Plus, I really like the ports. I know when I need them here, I order like a lot of them at a time. I ordered I don't know, 6 8-inch ones last time. I had to order some ports in just so I could have some, because I know they do take a while sometimes. Although that may have changed. He may be straight out of stock now. I'm not sure. I don't know what's going on. I haven't needed to order them in a long time. So when I ordered that group of ones, I'm kind of good for a while on them. But yes, an 8-inch aero may be a better way to go for you. Or it would definitely be a good point, or a good thing to test out and try. I mean, most of the time in the competitions, you know, SPL lanes, you're going to see a lot of like the 212s, trunk setups, a lot of aeroports in that situation. Or even like custom-made aeroports to get a certain size. So I would check that out if you're actually... And it sounds like you are spending the time to change the tuning on stuff like that. Okay, I've been following you for some time. Now keeping my eyes peeled for the blow-through builds for the 12-inch woofers. First time that I will be doing it, but definitely going to learn from here first. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. We got 12 people watching this video. There better be 12 likes on this video right now. All right, so... As you can see, I got these window braces all glued up. Now we're going to start attaching the front face. We're going to bring the camera back over here. It's really hard to get a good angle of exactly what I'm doing. I should get like a GoPro and strap it to my head or something. And this tripod, of course, has like 10 different clicks of adjustment you can do for angle. but each click seems to be about a half a degree off of what I'd like it to be. Alright, now that we got all that done, got to attach this face on here. This box really looks sick, honestly. I'm super excited for this thing to be done. With the face having the plexiglass windows on it, it's definitely going to be really cool when it's all finished up. The more I'm thinking about it, I might actually go ahead and do the plexiglass windows first before I attach the face. It's going to get me a lot more access to everything doing it that way. So yeah, I think we're going to do that. Alright, so I already got the holes cut for the plexiglass windows. Since these are on the smaller side of windows, I'm going to use 1/2-inch plexiglass. For bigger, if the windows were any taller, I would probably use 3/4 plexiglass just because they're 218s. Although, with less power and less woofer, I would say you can do less than that. I'm over here trying to pull out all this plexiglass I got over here. Well, not all of it. My stockpile is definitely dwindling down. The plexiglass shortage caused by all these masks and shields and every other thing that they're selling right now. Alright, so I'm going to keep these fairly simple, plus also to kind of add some strength to the front face in general. What I'm going to do is, as you've seen, kind of just put the square on there, and I'm only going to cut out where my window braces are and where my ports flare in. So I'll basically probably just attach this and flush trim the ports. Well, probably be easier to cut it down in the sections I need, and then we'll just go in with a flush trim bit on the other side and just flush trim right where the ports are, and that'll kind of make the shape we need really easily. Alright. So, plus we have to go over 3/4 as well. I'm just using a scrap piece to mark over 3/4, or I'm saying 3/4, but the plywood is almost, it doesn't seem like it's ever truly 3/4. It's like almost there, but not quite. So I'm going to go through and use the actual piece of wood that I'm, the material I'm using on the project, and mark out the thickness of the board. I did mark these pencil lines much earlier. You know what? We're going to use this side of the brace, because I can actually start from scratch, marking out where these window braces fell. We got 9 people watching. We better have 9 likes on this video. I keep saying that. I don't even know how many people were watching once before. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel. You can drop me a super chat, donate me some money. You don't have to, though. You can just watch the video or watch me build. My port tape measure, I think it might have seen its final days there. We got more. All right. I probably could have went with the original lines. It's pretty damn close, but we'll start fresh and mark out some new ones. That'll be more accurate anyway. If you guys got any questions about building, let me know in the comments below. If I know how to answer them, I could definitely have no problem helping you guys out. So we got these marked out. Now we know exactly how wide our windows need to be. We're going to trim them up on the table saw. I'm not using any sort of special blade on the table saw to cut the plexiglass. It's a normal, it's a higher tooth blade. I think it's a 60 tooth, but you can do it with smaller or fewer teeth in a rougher cut blade. Jigsaw, although you're not going to get too straight of a cut that way. Plexiglass is very easy to cut. It definitely seems like that's contrary to the popular belief, because a lot of people ask me like how I cut it, and it's because it just seems really hard. The material itself seems very tough, and you kind of imagine that it would be really hard to even cut through it in any way. All right, so here we'll give you guys something fun to look at while I'm waiting to cut these pieces up. Trying to clear off my work area. I have other tables, but for some reason I still prefer to assemble on the outfeed table of the table saw. I mean, definitely one bonus of it is it's more solid than any table I have. So let me know what you guys are up to today. You guys are watching at 1:30 in the afternoon on, I believe it's a Wednesday. You're not working? Are you working and watching? Let's hear from my people in the comments. All right, we're going to see if we can get a better angle of the table saw. There we go. Get some plexiglass cutting action going on, although that's not very interesting in itself. I do good builds, not good camera work. Sorry, guys. It's trying to move this thing around while, like, literally live recording is not that easy. Okay. Of course, I put the piece I need to measure. I put under the tripod. Back to more shaky camera angles. Curtis Gatson, what is up, my man? Yes, it is going to be an awesome enclosure. I'm excited to get this thing out to you and let you hear it bang. But also, I'm excited to get it finished up because I think it's going to look really, really good with the stain finish on the outside. Just taking this time to unwind until November. The season starts back up for competition. Yeah, I'm not too big into competing. I would like to get into it, but I'm kind of afraid it's much like anything that I get into. I'm going to get pretty much obsessed with it, and that's all I'll want to do. Or at least I'll hyper-focus on it for at least a good year. Alright, so 14 inches there, 17 1/8. 14 inches. Alright, so we're going to cut two at 14 inches. Then we got one more in the middle. The middle window is bigger than the two sides. Okay, safety glasses. Oh geez, dropped my pencil. Alright, we're back on it. Watch them lights flicker as I turn this thing on. make sure we double check this measurement before I go cut 2 pieces. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Oh yeah, you went from Alabama to California. That's wild. $17 and 1/16. 17 strong. We're going to cut it to 17. You are not bowing plexiglass to fit into a space if it is too big. So you want it to be tight, but you ain't forcing it nowhere. So might as well cut it right on the money. Alright, we got all our pieces cut. Now I'm just trying to find my blowgun so I can spray all these hot plexiglass shavings off of me. Another thing I can't find in the shop. All the way over here. For more banging SPO, would you prefer to do a few 15s, like 4 to 6 subs, or a few 12s, like 8 to 10 subs? You got a wild definition of a few. Just playing. Sorry for the headphone users. I don't know if that's killing you or not. I would say honestly, man, that so depends, dude. First off, what woofers are you using? Would you be using the same RMS and motor force woofer with each different combination? Because that's going to be a big factor too. Sometimes cone area does trump motor force, but really that kind of ends when it comes to, you know, if you have way more motor force than you have cone area, motor force may win out. But if you have way more cone area than you have motor force, cone area may win out. It's definitely a complicated question to answer, like answer accurately, I guess I could say. But I guess I'd rather have 10 12s over 6 15s if they were going to be the same brand of woofer and same model woofer. So you have this equal motor force. I'm not even sure on what the cone area over each would be, but obviously with 10 woofers, you're going to have far more motor force than you would with 6 woofers. Even 8 woofers, obviously more motor force than 6 woofers. But then again, I'd have to look at the cone area chart because I'm not like a king at cone area calculations. So I'm not sure, man. I guess I'd have to see. Sorry if that's like a really diluted answer to give you, man. I just don't want to tell you something because there's so many variables to it. when I did my last big build, basically what I did was I built the shell of the box inside the truck or inside my SUV, and I didn't pick subs or power or anything until I had my shell and seen exactly how much space I have inside of my box. Like I picked subs as I was cutting my baffles. ZVX, Scar ZVX is, yes, keeping the same style and power. If that's the case, I would definitely say, man, okay, so I think 1012s is more cone area than 615s. No, that doesn't make any sense. Go with the more cone area in that situation then. Well, dude, that is such a hard decision to make. How big is the box? That's the next good question to ask you. How big is the box? Because if you have plenty of room, I guess it would make more sense to go with more cone area and motor force if you could. So Jose, what is up? Colby. Yes, I think Colby is in here. He should be. What's up, man? How's it going? All right. So we got our pieces cut. Basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out where I'm going to put my screws for at least the sides and the tops of each window. Drill them, screw them in, and then I'll take the flush trim bit and flush trim around the circle of the port. That way I don't have to worry about it moving. Plus, I'll already have most of my holes in place. Okay, so we got the first window. We're going to clamp it down. It's going to use some small DeWalt pinch clamps, not pinch clamps, squeeze clamps. I don't know the technical term for these things. Someone is at my door.
This one would work, but it's not. CustomLowz is as close to the side as.
I thought this was rounder that was way next to the
I have this one, the same thing too.
Yeah.
I bought it and I was like, oh, I didn't
Yeah.
know this.
That's a piss me off. So I was like, what's this?
Yeah, I would try that one. That's the smallest round that I have.
It's not hard by chance though. You're gonna be big on it.
Oh, no, I don't really do much small outer stuff. I don't even think I have a small. Oh, yeah, this one, but it's the same that you have. Yeah, no, it's.
Damn it.
That's all I got. Just use it in the video.
Yeah, but I had to figure out the sled and all that bullshit. You took care of it. Was there? You put a bigger guide on it? A bigger bearing on that? Yeah.
No, I mean, you go around it and just throw a micro out of the room if you would not. To the next one. Now I got 6 feet.
What else you suggest? I'm just gonna get in there. There's gonna be lazy you can out the switch it.
Sorry, guys. I don't know how many of you I lost at this point. My neighbor came over. He needed some help. He needed to borrow a router bit. He does a bunch of custom woodworking stuff. He's actually pretty talented. You should go check him out on Instagram. Ard_woodworking. Hello from Russia. What is up? How's it going, man? Okay, sorry for the short. Got to get back to the paint. This house. Peace out, bro. Hit the like button, folks. Thank you so much, Jose. Have fun painting that house, I suppose. Alright, so just lining this up, and then I'm going to clamp it down so I can go from the back side and kind of trace it out, or at least see kind of where it lines up, how much overhang I have from the actual design of the window. I think I'm going to actually can keep the whole piece of plexiglass even all the way down to the bottom over here. I do really think it will add some extra bracing to the front of this, and it's going to take very, very little space out of the box to do so. So that's what we're going to do. Jim Becker, love your work. I too build custom boxes just on a much smaller scale. Was wondering how you get your port dimensions for your builds. I design all my enclosures, so it depends on obviously the woofers I'm using, what will work in the customer's space. It's definitely a complicated game when you're doing custom stuff like this, because you're having to consider a lot of different stuff before you can even get to the building process. You know, your first limitation is obviously your customer's space that they have in their vehicle. And then your second thing is going to be, you know, what woofers they want to fit in there, cram in there. I'm obviously never going to do something that's like so squeezed in, packed in that it's incorrect. But, you know, a lot of times, you know, take this build for instance, you know, it's 218s. Now, you have a confined space to follow. So when you're designing it, you have to consider what subs you're putting in there, the fact that they only have so much space, but you need to also have enough space for the woofers and enough space for the ports. That kind of even is what led me to 3 8-inch aero ports. Maybe I would have done bigger, possibly, but then also you have to consider the customer only has so much height to go, and with these ports they have a really large front flare, which brings the back of the port up kind of high. I mean, even right now as is, we're going to be riding the very limits of what's possible to even fit inside the box. 418 lighting, would you be interested in building or modifying tubes to make more options for ports? Building or modifying tubes. If you mean stuff like this, no. I've definitely built stack fab aero ports of custom sizes, like, you know, 5-inch or 5.5, 6.5, all that good stuff. But I don't necessarily want to get into making actual ports like this, if that is what you're referring to. I'm not sure. Okay, so got that traced out. Mark out where we're gonna drill our holes. Okay, now tape measure, where did I put it? $14.5, 7 1/4 by half, 3 5/8, I think. We'll see. Boom. Sometimes I'm better at math than I think I am. I mean, although I'm doing very simple division, but I'm going to give myself the credit. Seven, 3 1/2. I'm marking out right now where I'm going to be drilling my holes. I am going to be securing this with number 8 3/4 screws. It's a 1/2-inch window, but I also want to flush mount it. Not flush mount the window. Sorry, countersink the screws. So that'll make up the difference. I might even use 1 inch. You got to be careful because you don't want to go through your finish of the box. That'd obviously be very bad. Alright, so we got these marked out. We're going to drill them real quick. I guess charging the camera right now, or my phone, I guess I should say. So we're going to leave you guys over there for now, but we're going to continue to talk. I'm just using my drill press to drill these out. I'm doing that mostly for ease of use. I already have it set up with the drill bit that I use for drilling plexiglass out. And it was already plugged in and ready to go. When I'm drilling this, I'm using a drill bit that is slightly larger by, maybe a 32nd of the diameter of my screw. You do not want the threads of your screw to bite into your plexiglass, especially when you're screwing around the perimeter of something. You take a real risk at actually cracking the plexiglass and like breaking it off at the edge of your piece. You definitely don't want to do that. I've learned that mistake the hard way for sure, though. Always want to pre-drill. Even with bolts, if you're going to do like a 1/4 bolt, you want to make sure you probably use a 5/16 hole through the plexiglass. You don't want it to thread through there. Also, because trying to have it threaded through there, you're going to have one hell of a time using a lot of bolts trying to get it through the wood and, thread it through the wood and through the plexiglass at the same time. You can definitely tap and thread plexiglass, and it holds a good thread, but it's not something I would do when attaching a window necessarily. Alright, so I got my holes drilled out here. Now I'm going to get my countersink. I'm just going to do the countersink by hand, only because for some reason on my my drill press, and it might just because I own a crappy drill press, it likes to wobble a little bit with the countersink. Just doing a small countersink, nothing aggressive, just enough for the head to sit flat inside the plexiglass. Especially when you're using a screw that doesn't have a flat head to it and has like a convex on the back side of the head of the screw. If you try to, you might add some different pressure on the plexiglass and actually cause it to crack if you don't countersink it. Alright, so got that all countersunk up. I'm going to line it back up, get it screwed in, and we're going to keep continuing through the pieces. I'm going to get them all screwed in there before I go to the router station, just so I have them all in there. I can just router it out and be done with it afterwards. For all the new viewers, let me know if you're watching. Let me hear you in the chat. Like the video, all that good stuff. And if you're not subscribed yet, make sure you do so. We got regular live, or I got regular live feeds going pretty regularly. Oh, fell through the hole. We went live for 2 hours last night. Probably do it twice a week, I'd say. So if you like this content, make sure you subscribe to get more of it. Alright, so got that one screwed down. Did end up not catching any threads on this side. Oh yeah, it's just right outside of the hole, which is no problem because, again, we're going to router that off. Okay, so we're going to go with the center window on this one. Now again, I'm going to utilize as much plexiglass or leave as much plexiglass as I can just to kind of give it some extra bracing. The enclosure already has a ton of bracing, but you can never have too much, honestly. Yeah, definitely a tricky process. I deal with that on all of my builds. I was wondering how you got the port length with like the software do you use? Oh, I use Torres Box Tuner to give me tuning and do like basic calculations for enclosure space. Sorry, I kind of read that comment so late. Jim Becker, I've been using WinISD for years, just wondering if there's better ones out there or better methods. Yeah, I don't know, man. Honestly, I really don't. I've heard a lot of good things about SUBWOOFER Pro, I think it's called. I've heard quite a few people post about it and say how it's quite a good program. Where's that piece of scrap I had? Definitely going to fit snugly around the window braces for sure. So I'm going to drill this window out back over here. Then we're going to get this one countersunken up again, screwed on, and then onto that last window so we can get this over to the router station and flush trim our windows around our ports. I'm using 1/2-inch plexiglass just because the windows on this are fairly small, on the smaller side. If they were any taller than what they are, I would definitely recommend using 3/4-inch windows. Obviously, you can always go thicker if you want, but 1/2-inch is going to work perfect for this application here. For any of you guys who just tuned in, right now we're working on a box for 2 DC audio level 6 18s. It's got some stain finish going on it later on. A bunch of plexiglass, or 3 plexiglass windows, which I'm doing right now. Triple baffle, a whole bunch of good stuff. Hopefully you guys can learn something from the video as I'm doing this process. Trying to kind of give you guys feedback as I'm going along through building this thing to hopefully show you guys a thing or two, or learn you a thing or two, however you want to say it. Ooh, almost flipped my piece off the table. Alright, let's see what time it is. Alright, we got about 20 minutes left on stream, or well, 20 minutes until I take lunch, so that's when we'll end the stream. If you guys like what you see, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're doing regular videos, or I guess I'm doing regular videos. Need to get out of that we're doing regular videos habit. Kind of always refer to myself in the plural for some reason, which isn't the best, because then I got customers who assume that I have an army of workers and I'm being slow for fun or something. What's the newest with the Scar? What's the news with Scar, if anyone cares? News with Scar? I don't know what you mean by news exactly. They're, maybe you're referring to the fact that they emailed all their customers asking for them to pay taxes that they didn't realize they had to charge. That, maybe? That is pretty wild if you want to ask me. You know, if I misquote a customer, I'm not even going to hit you up and say, hey, I did my numbers wrong and it cost me more to build it and now I need more money from you. I'm going to take the L because that was my mess up. So I'm kind of surprised to see such a large company like mass email customers hoping they're going to pay the back taxes for them. Now they are offering a credit, but that's only so good because the store credit, like, that's one, it's the tax amount is so little, you're going to be stuck with like this useless store credit amount, which is going to have to make you spend more money to add to your store balance to even buy any product. To me, if you ask me, it's like a cash grab both ways, because now they're going to get y'all to come through, possibly pay the taxes that they didn't pay. And then they're going to get you to spend more because you now have a unusable balance, basically, because it's so small inside this, you know, your account, that you're going to have to add funds to even purchase any damn thing anyway. So yeah, it's cool that they're offering the store credit and that would offset it, but I think it's kind of almost offensive that they're going to come through and ask customers, hey, sorry guys, we did the wrong math, so now we need you to pay the difference. I would never do that. I'll take the L 1,000 times before I take a personal L of trying to come across like that to a customer or to really anybody, because, you know, I understand that they probably got caught in a situation where they went from making, and I even seen Kevin comment on the fact that he went from making like 10 million to 100 million, which, bro, congratulations, that's freaking awesome. You're doing like massive numbers. I'm not going to ever front or flaw him on that, but, you know, I've even started to realize at my small, you know, I even know with my small scale that when you're selling and shipping to certain states have certain regulations in which you need to follow and, you know, pay taxes accordingly to them. Now, again, I don't know what it's like to go from making 10 million to 100 million annually, so I can't even, you know, I'm not even going to try to say that I would have not made the same mistake. But if I did make the same mistake, I can for sure say I wouldn't be coming to my customers afterwards and saying, hey, can you guys front the loss and fix our fuck up for us? It's probably going to be a massive L on his point, but dude, I don't know. Holy shit, I'm looking at the email right now. They want me to pay $4.51. Yeah, dude, see, that's what I'm saying, bro. You're going to pay $4.51 to, like, to what? Get set in your fucking Scar account forever? You can't even probably buy, like, a set of Silk Dome tweets from them. Like, that might get you a decal, maybe, and that's probably not even shipped. So, yeah, dude, I'm going to say they're way wrong for this situation, and they need to eat the cost. And yeah, I think Kevin just doesn't want to lose out on a couple million in taxes. I mean, I don't know if it's going to be that much necessarily because it's only to a couple of states from my understanding, but, you know, what they were doing is basically he knew that if you're shipping to different states, you don't necessarily have to charge tax unless you sell over a certain quantity of items or over a certain dollar amount of items. Some states it's both. Some states it's either or. And some states it's kind of special cases. So when you're selling lots of volume like they're doing, and he had to be knowing he was doing volume because who's ordering the shit in, you kind of had to look at that kind of stuff, I would say. And I'm guilty of being ignorant to all this tax stuff, but that's why I pay somebody to try to help me out and do all this crap. But yeah, no, it does suck. You know, I don't even know. I might be talking on my ass. He might have been... This might have been new regulation that came through recently, and now he's having to basically back pay everything, which definitely would suck. But yeah, you're talking $5 in your... or $4.50 in your account. You're never going to spend that money unless you add extra funds. I'd be curious. Go on this, if you got time, go on the SCAR website right now. See what you can buy for $4.51. And if you can't buy anything of any sort of value after shipping, that proves my point right there that all they're wanting you to do is spend more money. I mean, I know you guys know that, and there's nothing wrong with that. They're a business. They should make money. They want to make money. That's how they're going to continue evolving, making better products, continuing to stay in business. He also employs, I don't even know how many people at this point. I believe my buddy Long works over there. He got a job there. I used to work with him at Closets by Design. The shirt I'm actually wearing, worked with him at a cabinet shop. But he was into audio as well. I think he's working with SCAR now, but they're huge, no doubt. But that's a cash grab all day, and anyone who doesn't agree is blind. What is up, Brandy? How's it going, man? Fusion, Destiny, I would tell SCAR to go screw themselves. Yeah, but apparently, apparently they can, like, put that on you somehow from what I've heard. Now, for anyone that's like getting this email, personally, what I would personally do, and this isn't recommendations to any of you guys, I wouldn't. I would act like I'd never fucking received that email. I would pretend like it didn't come through, because I don't think they're ever going to come after customers individually for that fee. Honestly, that would be one, like, that would look horrible on them, and I think they would ruin their reputation doing that. But just in itself, trying to ask people to pay that shit back that they messed up on, dude, that's so stupid. Like, I've never done that to a customer unless they're getting a build from me and they want to add stuff later on, you know, through the process of me doing the build, which has happened 1,000 times. You know, I'll charge you then. But if I quote you on something and I build you something exactly to what I quoted you for, I don't care if it costs me extra money. I've taken a giant loss recently on the fact that Baltic Birch has went up from $40 to $102 or something like that a sheet. And I'm not going to tell this guy, hey man, it costed me triple what I thought it would have and would. So can you pay the difference, even though it's not your fault in any way, shape, or form? Can you fix that for me? And that's not even my mistake. Like, that's like best case scenario where maybe SCAR was themselves even surprised what happened. Maybe they were, you know, this is some new regulation and they're trying to fix it afterwards, or like retroactively, however you would say it. Either way, dude, get bent on that. I'm never replying to that email, guys. I'm gonna pretend it didn't even happen. That's me personally. Again, don't take that as any sort of advice, because I'm not telling you what you should do, as I don't know the legal ramifications of maybe not answering that. But to my knowledge, it is the company's responsibility to charge you tax, not your responsibility to make sure the company is charging you tax. And I really don't know anyone who would maybe see it any other way. All right, we're moving over to the router table. Man, this charger cord is hot, guys. This streaming kills my battery. All right, we're moving over. Let's see if I can even get myself in the camera with this tripod. Moving over to the router table. cutting out these windows right now. Let's see if I can get the camera set up in any sort of reasonable time. We've been streaming for an hour now at this point. Ooh, shit. I guess I am getting work done, so I can't be that upset about it. All right, so we're gonna flush trim these windows out. I'm almost considering putting a new bit on here just because of the fact that this one has seen its uses for sure. Definitely don't want to cut it that way. That would be really stupid. All right, so we're just gonna go with it and see what happens. That shit really chipped away at the end of that cut. So yeah, if you could see, there's definitely a lot of plexi beyond the window. I'll probably trim it up here, maybe down here somewhere, but we're getting there. I might jump back on stream later tonight as well, depending, because I got a lot of work to do on this Chevy center console. I might be pulling a late night on this thing. Scar trying to rob Peter to pay Paul. Not necessarily, but yeah, man, it's messed up. They should just pay it. Sundown knockoff of Scar. It definitely was from the start. I don't know what they're doing now or how much they're following them, but I gotta say, Scar is probably definitely making a lot more money. Sundown's super popular, but I don't think they're selling $100 million annually worth of Scar stuff by any stretch of the imagination. Right, you agree to pay the final price at checkout. That's the agreement. Yeah, exactly. So they shouldn't be going back after the fact and saying, "Hey, we messed up." Maybe they should email and say, "Hey, we messed up, but we got you guys. We're not gonna add any money to we're not gonna ask you to go ahead and pay anything. Can't wait till you get to my order. Love your work. Thank you so much, Ads Nightmare. I appreciate that, man. I'm excited to get your order too. Although I'm not going to pretend I know exactly which order you have. I'm so sorry about that. But anyone who orders from me, I definitely appreciate you guys fully and totally. Oh, turn the vacuum on, turn the router on. And here's what we're trying to find the damn camera. Here's what we're left with. I'll drag you guys back over there once I get this window or this big front piece in place over here. Michael Grove 1728. Later, have a good one. Thank you for watching, man. I appreciate you. Have a good one, dude. If you guys are watching this video and you have not liked this video yet, make sure you do so right this instant. Also, subscribe to this channel because we're doing live feeds and all sort of good stuff all the time. We're building some amazing audio stuff, and I keep saying we are. I'm building amazing audio stuff, and you guys should watch it on video and subscribe to my channel. All right, 2 more minutes left in chat. If you guys, or 2 more minutes left of the stream. If you guys got any questions, let me know right now. I'll answer some final questions. We can do some shout outs if you guys want or whatever. Let's finish off strong, I guess. 2 more minutes. I'm getting out of here at 2 o'clock, guys. I gotta go to lunch. Don't leave yet. Stay till the end, guys. All right, so we got all these windows cut. Guess I can show you better now what this actually looks like. Yep, look at all these employees you got walking around. Yeah, I know, for real. One day I'll have some, man. Definitely, for sure, I will. Okay, so I already have the holes drilled, and I got the screws in there for all the screws for the top and the 2 sides. Now I want to add some screws around the perimeter of the port opening. I'm also going to account for the fact that on both of the side windows, I'm going to cut off the corners to kind of square it off because it has a kind of a jagged edge on it. I might actually honestly just finish this portion up before I get out of here or off the stream. Got to remember to plug my phone in. It's plugged in. Okay. Battery was almost dying. Streaming definitely like kills your battery. I'll tell you what. I got a DSLR. I'm going to try to see if I can get working on stream as well, because I can run multiple cameras off StreamYard, so that might be a better way to do it, like have multiple cameras, 2 cameras, maybe like a overhead angle and an angle like this. Cool guy, like your style, and if I didn't build my own, I'd buy one of yours. I can send you dimensions for a vehicle just for your knowledge. I can send you dimensions for a vehicle just for your knowledge. Yeah, man, it would definitely help to have like confirmed dimensions of different vehicles, so I can actually say it's, you know, specifically for like, or maybe not even specifically, but just confirm what vehicles it fits in. I would like to even try to start emailing my customers and getting feedback from them on what vehicles they're putting these low fabs in, because I've got the trucks narrowed down and I've figured out, you know, kind of exactly what vehicles are going into, but with the low fabs, you know, there's so many different trunk cars that some of this stuff can fit in. And again, that damn fan blows the breaker. The electrical situation around here is going to straight up be the death of me, guys. Send me a super chat so I can update this electrical somewhere down the line. Or actually, you know what? Subscribe to my channel. If we get enough viewers on here, maybe one day I can afford to get the fuck out of this shop. Because this electrical, dude, it's very frustrating, as you could probably imagine even. Marking out right now where I'm going to be drilling my holes for the curve of the window. These are going to be a little less exact as far as measurements go. I'm going to kind of go off the cuff a little bit. I'm already kind of changing up right now as I'm talking where I'm going to be drilling some of these holes at. Alright. Finish marking these up. I still got to cut these corners off, so I think we'll probably call it end it here, take lunch break, come back to this afterwards. I'm going to get out of here, guys. Thank you so much for watching. It's been a long 1 hour. Hopefully you guys liked the stream. If you guys haven't liked the video yet, make sure you do so right now. If you have not subscribed to the channel, also do so. I'm going to be doing live streams like this very frequently. If you're already subscribed, you can see that as well. Comment 1728 down below if you're watching this video in the past, I guess I can say, or in the future. Yes. If you're watching this video later on, make sure you comment 1728 down below to see if you made it this far. If you're watching it now, comment 1728 so I know you're here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll be back very soon for another stream. Thank you guys again. Peace.